Welcome to the Panic Button. I'm Nina.
I'm very skeptical right now.
And today we're going over some bad words you shouldn't use about the LGBTQ.
Our second category are terms that are derogatory. These terms are used to make fun of or hate on someone who is LGBTQ. In this section, we are going to have these words appear on screen in red graphics, and I am going to say them out loud in this video. You should know, these terms are not to be repeated.
Don't repeat them. It's scary. Oh dear. Do not repeat these terms. You might go to hell. LGBTQ hell. LGBTQ.
God bless you, sir. I think you sneezed. So yeah, I'm interested to see what the bad terms
Well,
are.
let's get into the bad.
And I'm only saying them in this educational context here, so you know what the word sounds like.
I've never said the N-word. I'm only saying it now, so you know what the N-word is.
Trigger warning.
Oh, that's funny. That's just...
In case you hear it spoken or yelled at you one day in the future. As a professor of LGBTQ education,
He's a professor
of education.
Sir, you're going to be out of a job real soon.
fully understand these words are derogatory, but we feel it's important for you to hear what they sound like out loud, because you may not know how it's pronounced.
Could you just shut the fuck up and get to the goddamn words already? Jesus Christ.
God forbid someone calls me a deek instead of a d-
Oh my God. The vapors. The vapors.
Oh, wait. We have to take that out, right? Because I got demonetized for saying word.
Oh, you did.
Take that out, all of that.
Join our
Sorry.
membership so you can hear the we can't say.
Like,
If we just had it written on our screen. So please, as we go forward, be forewarned and know that I would never and you should never use these words.
He's so stupid.
we think that you need to know what they hear like, so you're not saying faggot like some weirdo.
They hear like the faggot. Or the DK.
What are you, a Twinkies? I don't understand these
What's a
terms.
Twinkies? I don't understand. I don't say these terms, and you shouldn't either.
Outside of this specific educational context here. Baby dyke, a young or freshly openly gay lesbian. Breeder,
Wait. I thought it was baby gay.
Well, we just said the word is getting taken out of... No one can say anymore. Baby used to refer to someone who, as far as I knew,
Yeah.
was a lesbian, but young and ish.
Oh.
Baby gays
Baby gay.
are freshly out homosexuals.
Yeah.
Baby was referring to the type of lesbian, though. Do you know what I mean? Baby gay refers to all these people who are just coming out as gay. Whereas baby is like, oh, you just realized it. Good for you. You know, like...
You just realized you're a lesbian.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
breeder, a term used by LGBTQ people
Breeder.
to describe straight people. Bull dagger, most often used in a derogatory way to describe a masculine lesbian.
What? I've never heard of this word of bull dagger. I thought it was bulldog.
I'm interested in the definition now. Let's hear it.
This term is most often used in African American communities. Dyke, a derogatory term referring to a masculine lesbian.
See?
I think
they
he just-
took my word.
I think you just made that up,
They
honestly.
took my word and said you can't use it. Why? I like ducks.
Because YouTube says it was bad.
And this guy, who's the professor, who's a man, is telling me, a lesbian, that I can't say duck.
Listen, just because you identify as a professor doesn't mean you are a professor.
So I identify
Sir,
as a duck.
YouTube's going to say, well, you ain't getting no money, motherfucker.
This can all go to members only, obviously.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes adopted affirmingly by lesbians, not necessarily masculine ones, to refer to themselves. Faggot or fag.
Did he just say we're not allowed to say something we adopted for ourselves? So you can't call yourself gay, you can't call yourself a twink, you can't call yourself a goddamn fucker because, oh my God, It's derogatory.
Well, it sounds like mansplaining to me.
This is an extremely derogatory term, referring to a gay person or someone who is perceived as queer.
It also means cigarette.
You want a fag? I just had one upstairs. Could I
You
have one
can have
again?
one downstairs if you want to.
Boom.
Hey.
Hi-oh.
Be here next week.
While this is often used in a derogatory fashion, it is also sometimes used by gay men to describe themselves.
And also straight men to describe other straight men who are acting kind of I mean, straight guys call their friends all the time.
The internet has made it even more derogatory
It's like,
now.
oh, don't say that or else the bad man's gonna get you.
It isn't. People use it to be insulting. Yeah, it's just how it is.
Yeah, and other people say it in a funny way. We used to use it in movies, remember? Oh, you don't remember. Do you remember?
People aren't fun anymore.
Aw, they've lost their humor. Now it's all woke humor, which is just
Womp womp.
preaching.
A finger.
They're preaching.
That? I'm preaching to you with my finger.
Liberal comedy, progressive comedy is preaching. I would rather,
Praise the Lord.
instead of going to see Hannah Gatsby and her stand-up comedy, I'd rather go to a born-again Christian church and listen to them talk for 2 hours straight while they praise Jesus over me and try to get rid of the devil. But that's just me, everybody.
Father, Son, Holy Spirit.
But should not be used by anyone under any circumstances.
Wait, so gays can't use this? Gays can't say, hey, what's up?
He's not only mansplaining to the lesbian community, he's also looking at gay men who he said just now self-identify as that term. He's saying they should never be allowed to do that.
Well, fuck you, sir. I'm going to use it.
Because of the word's history and extremely negative connotation. Pillow princess. A person who receives a lot more than gives in a sexual relationship.
That's you.
That's not fair. That's really not fair.
I'm kidding.
But also not fair. I don't think Pillow Princess has any negative connotation. Do you?
I didn't know that it did. I thought it was just describing the type of lesbian.
Yeah, a lesbian who, for some reason, doesn't like going down.
Who likes to receive more than give.
Yeah. And that's, I mean, like I said, unfair for me. But it's just the truth of some people. And it's not, like, a bad thing. Some people who are lesbians also say, I am a pillow princess. Don't expect me to be doing this.
You can't say that. That's a bad word.
Which is just blowing my mind because, like...
You kids and your words today. That's what it sounds like to me.
What are you supposed to say?
Well, I wouldn't listen to this toad.
I would
being
say,
honest.
I would say, like, princess is usually an affectionate term. You're calling him a pillow princess. That doesn't sound derogatory to me.
Certainly not going to be taking advice from this fella on what I can and can't say. Okay.
Sexual preference. A derogatory term used to describe someone's
That's great. I'm on board with this, but why do you people say it so much? Like y'all in your progressivism and your progressive trans activism, they're like lesbians, if you don't date a trans woman, then you have a sexual preference.
That's what my question is. He saying that having
Excuse me?
Is he about to tell us that having a sexual preference is a bad thing?
No, he's
or is he saying that using the word sexual preference
is a bad thing. Yes, which I'm on board with.
I feel like you're giving him too much credit before he explained the word.
Okay. We'll continue.
sexual orientation, but the word preference implies that the person makes the conscious choice to be gay, bisexual, pansexual, and so on. Sodomite.
See?
Fair enough. You gave him enough credit. I was too skeptical.
See?
I'm skeptical. I'm skeptical these days. Have you seen what they're doing to your children?
Have you seen how they're treating lesbians?
Have you heard the other things this man said?
Yeah.
So I was a little skeptical. But that is the one word that we can agree. It's not a preference.
Words.
Well, the one set of words here.
Yeah.
Because it's not a preference. If it was a preference, then back when we were in high school, we would have ended up straight.
Well, you remember that Jubilee video with the gays, the gay conservatives and the gay liberals? and the gay liberals or Democrats were like, it's a sexual preference if lesbians don't want to date or gay men don't want to date trans men. And it's like, whoa, what? You want to say that one more time? Because what I heard you say is that this is a fucking choice. And I'm sorry, but I don't remember any lesbian or gay men that I knew of
Choosing
that
this pathway.
chose this path of agony.
No,
Because it ain't f***ing fun.
and even today when it's a little easy, it's still not a choice. People act like it's a choice, but it's not a choice.
I'm sorry, but I don't choose who I'm attracted to, do you?
No, because that's not how sexuality works. Therefore, sexual preference would be referred to more like if you're a blonde or a brunette, not if you have a penis or vagina.
Right, but the trans activist would say that that's a preference because you don't want to date a woman with a...
No, I prefer women with blonde hair and blue eyes. I need them to have a vagina.
Sodomite, a derogatory term used by those who hate the LGBTQ+ community to describe homosexual acts, while at the same time calling those actions sinful in the eyes of their religion. However,
You're a sodomite.
Yeah, it's like a southern insult.
Reminds me of like Fred Phelps and his Baptist church.
And you're gonna let these
The Westboro.
sodomites around your children, and they're gonna teach them to be what? Sodomites.
God hates f***s. This feels like the Westboro Baptist Church, where they say f***s go to hell. Okay, I get that one.
Yeah.
as we've proven on this show before, homosexual acts are not a sin in any major religion of the world. Tranny, an extreme...
What? You want to put it? Anyway, rewind that back.
Homie, you're gonna be thrown off some buildings if you keep talking like this.
Because I think you might be very incorrect.
In the Bible's current translation, it says a man shall not lie with a man the way he lies with a woman, which is Christianity, which is one of the biggest religions in the world, in the free world especially. Now, I will tell you that I do know from certain resources, maybe have heard, whatever the case is, that the original translation is a man shall not lie with a boy, which is a different topic than what sodomy in general is. But that's definitely a rule in Christianity.
extremely derogatory term, usually used by a transphobic person who hates the transgender.
Also used by transsexuals.
To identify themselves, yes.
Yeah. Sir, are you really trying to tell transsexuals the words they cannot use?
Transsexuals, lesbians, and gay men. And none of them are allowed to have their own terminology, according to this.
Oh my God. Heaven forbid. Heaven forbid.
Who hates the transgender community, used to describe a transgender person. Our third section is made up of terms which are fine to say out loud, but the action that word represents is something you should never do. For example,
I see this as very detrimental because you're pretty much saying, listen, LGBTQ, we are very accepting, we're very open, but we have this long list of rules and words you cannot say.
the word homophobic is fine to say in a conversation to describe something someone else did, but to act in a homophobic way yourself would be terrible. So for these
Would be terrible.
words, they will be listed in blue graphics on our screen. Aphobia, the fear of, discrimination against, or hatred of asexual, agender, or aromantic people.
What if they confuse me?
Well, you're not allowed to ask questions because that would be aphobic.
Am I allowed to ask if my actions are aphobic? Or is it wrong of me to ever say, like, anything besides, that person was aphobic?
I don't want to be around someone who makes me feel like I'm around a born-again Christian who's trying to get me into their religion. And that's what this feels like.
Amen,
You can't
hallelujah.
swear, bite your tongue, don't say anything bad about Jesus.
Pray to Jesus 3 times a day.
Hallelujah, don't be a fag because then you'll burn in hell. Don't say this, don't say, you know what, shut up. Just shut up. Because you're making people not like us even more by instating these rules that are ridiculous. People can say whatever the they want.
Like, comment, subscribe, join our membership for the uncensored version of this video.
Uncensored version.
Join the memberships, you get prioritized comments.
Comments.
You get access to videos a day early. You get to see our lovely faces more often, and you get to hear Nina's Tina rants.
Yes, which I've been holding back because YouTube doesn't like us very much.
Yes, but we can make that a membership exclusive.
Exactly.
So if you
Which
want to
is
see
what
more
we've been
Tina
doing.
rants, the more Tina rants, you get to hear me say the word it'll be bleeped out a second ago.
In fact,
Yeah, every swear word that you ever wanted to hear, $2. What do you got to lose? $2? In this economy?
ain't bad.
$2?
It ain't bad.
Mm. Other than that, have a good day.